In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter. The Magician.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is yet another Wednesday evening, and man, am I so happy to be here. As you already know, my weekend starts on a Wednesday, and I would like to share that kind of joy with everyone that's listening. Before I get into the heat of things, I just want to say a good thank you to everyone that's been following us from the get-go and everyone else that joined along the way. If it's your first time listening to me today, then let me do a proper introduction. I am the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, a boy with a lot of flair. I am a classic man, and this is Balls and Tees, the only relevant podcast when it comes to golf talk. And listen, there's nothing like us. We're doing what we gotta do on an international space. And guess what? You will enjoy yourselves throughout the course of the day because, well, it's not even the day. Throughout the course of this hour, because I'm gonna have a star-studded show. I've got two guests who are already waiting for me on the line, but before I get them online, I just want them to sweat a little bit, and I just want to put them on reserve and say, listen guys, this is how the show runs. We're going to have a few minute break because I want everyone to go and grab themselves a very cold glass of water, because guys, Pretoria is not user friendly. Hi Babu. Pretoria is not user friendly. It's so hot here in Pretoria. I think it's even hotter than what I experienced over the weekend when I was out in Venda. But I gotta give it up to everyone out there in Thohoyandou, guys. It was good being in Venda, our little Dubai here in South Africa. And big ups to everyone that I interacted with, including the guest speakers of the event that I was at. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we need to hydrate and make sure that we stay cool. So go out there, get yourself a nice ice cold glass of water as I do the same. And then when I come back in the next 2 minutes, we will be going live with our guests. As I said, they're already waiting, but I want them to sweat a little bit because I am the magician.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialise in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success, our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you once again for staying tuned. And as you know, it is the one and only Tony Tone, the magician. And as I said, guys, wow, Pretoria is hot. Pretoria is so hot. I can't even comprehend with the heat no more because oh my. I've never been so hot in my life. But yeah, for everyone that's listening out there, some would comment and say, I know, the man is hot himself, apart from the weather. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned in, and I hope you got yourself that refreshing, ice-cold glass of water. As I said, we've got a star-studded lineup today. We've got two guests who are already waiting in anticipation to have a chat with us and give us an experience of what goes on in the world. So without any further ado, please help me welcome Mr. Rob Dalton and Mr. Mothibi Ramusi. Gentlemen.
Good evening. How are you? How are you, Tony?
I'm good, and yourself, Rob. How's everything going that side?
Yeah, fantastic. I'm just, after meeting with Sipho the other day, we had a good discussion, and he said maybe we should have a little chit-chat with you about things coming up.
Awesome stuff. Before I get into the gist of things, I just want to welcome Mothibi Ramusi as well, who will be joining us. Mr. Ramusi?
Oh, good evening. Good evening, Chi. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself, sir?
I'm good. And thank you for the opportunity.
No, gentlemen, I want to thank you all because I do understand that you are very busy individuals, and thank you to everyone around you who's afforded us an opportunity to have a chat with you. It's going to be a three-way conversation, nothing hectic, just simple golf. I believe that we are all here due to the love of golf.
Sure.
That's so true. That's so true, Tony.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. And as I said, I tried to introduce you guys in a thorough manner, but I don't think I was thorough enough. Would you mind perhaps reintroducing yourselves to our audience as to say who Rob is, what Rob does, and what's happening in your space when it comes to golf, as well as yourself, Mr. Ramusi, to say who is Mothibi, what's happening in Mothibi's space?
Yeah, we can do that with pleasure.
Awesome. The floor is yours.
Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, you can go.
Group Relationship Manager for Sun International. When we talk about golf, I've been involved literally with the Nedbank Golf for the last 35 years. I've done all the Ulster Autism tournaments with Nico van Rensburg, and generally all our Sunshine Tour events, and most recently, where you were included, the senior tours with Neville Clark. So now that I've retired officially, I'm just doing a bit of consulting work and putting together golf events and doing a bit of networking. So that's where all of us, I think, are going to link up and look at things going forward.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Rob.
Yeah.
Mr. Mothibi, on your end.
Yeah, Tato, hey. Yeah, no, you're talking to one of the amateurs from Limpopo. I started playing golf in 1999, and there's a gentleman who just took me out of the office, and he said, "Look, bro, you look tall, you looks like you can hit this thing." Then I said, well, let me just go and buy the sticks. So I found myself then getting into the sport. And since then, I've been playing. But I must put a disclaimer, despite all these years, I'm still looking for my balls in all various sides of the field. So, because it's the love of the game that has made me just to be part of this game. So currently, I work for an organization called ICASA, which is the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa. I'm the chairperson. And we deal with telecommunication, broadcasting, and postal sector. So there's a link when it talks to golf, because the days of old days of dealing with golf as a manual. Nowadays, we're dealing with technology. So there's technology in golf, and I think that's what has made me just to stay longer into the game of golf. And that's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. And I have to say, it's very interesting to understand that Rob comes from, well, his background. I mean, 35 years in the Nedbank Golf Challenge and doing what you have to do there. And on your end, Mothibi, you started playing in 1999. And as you said, it's still yet to show for all the years, but the one thing that I mentioned was that we're all here because of golf, and I believe you can share ideas and tips along the way to say, okay, how can we help Mothibi improve? And on your end, Rob, as well, I believe that from a broadcast point of view, there's certain things that you've noticed over the years, and certain things that you believe should be done or should be considered moving forward.
Sure, Tony. Mr. Amusi mustn't worry about being an amateur from Limpopo. We all amateurs, if you think about it. And it's a universal game where we all participate, and it's male, female, and even the development of the kids is one of the biggest projects that we're starting to look at. And, you know, it is, as you know, we call football a beautiful game, but golf is also, I believe, one of the best networking games you can ever participate in around the world. And it doesn't matter who you play with, you're all out there to enjoy 5 or 6 hours together, learning new things about golf, and obviously meeting very interesting people. And that's what builds the relationships over the years.
100%. I couldn't agree more.
No, I agree with Rob. I must say that my experience, obviously, you know, when I got into the greens, I found very interesting, you know, in golfers, and I had an opportunity just to see how people use golf, apply the skills that they've learned from school, because, you know, for you to play a sport, somehow you need to apply knowledge. And that's what is still keeping me into the game, because I'm applying different techniques of mathematics, you know, looking at how you hit the ball, and it goes with your mental state as well, how you do things. So I must say that, you know, the journey that one took, even now, over and above networking, it's just to test my patience, because, you know, when you hit these balls and they go different direction, how then do you then manage your anger? Because, you know, this thing, you need to see a ball going straight into the green. So yeah, that's what one has been learning in this journey.
That's so true. The thing is, with DB, what I always suggest to people, if they start in the game from the beginning, it's always nice to possibly, if they can, take 1 or 2 lessons. So you know the basics, and you don't actually, you know, create habits that. And the thing is, as you said, it's a mindset, not to get upset and emotional and angry, because you'll always find you will putt a ball in on the green from a long distance, or you'll have a great shot off the tee box, and you end up with a par or 1 or 2 over that makes you want to come back and play the next time. And that's the beauty of the game. We always, if we were actually going to play 4 or 5 shots on every hole perfectly, we'll all be a Tiger Woods or Ernie Els or, you know, things like that. And it's not to put too much pressure on yourself, because you'll learn something literally every day you play. Every time you swing the club, let's be honest, you tee off 18 times, and I don't know how many shots. I play off a very high social handicap because I enjoy the game. And there's no ways I'm going to be a champion or anything like that. I've just been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate in the industry that I'm in, that I've been able to interact with all the golfers, watch them, host them at different events. And that has been a huge benefit to me with my game.
And I like what you're saying, Rob,
true,
because what I was going to ask you is that, I mean, over, like you said, 35 years or so, organizing, being part of the organizing committee for Nedbank and other golf competition, I was just about to say, okay, Rob, I would presume that you should be part of the seniors tour, the Sunshine Seniors Tours as well. But now that you've clarified to say, listen, you're still playing your social game because you enjoy the game. You're not there to participate on a professional level. Big ups to you for doing that. At least you're giving us a platform as well to have hope and continue playing the sport.
Yes, it's purely social, and as I say, meeting your colleague Sipo, and then all of your team actually being at the senior tour at Blue Valley the other day, it just gives a better insight into what it's all about. And I could see how excited Sipo was with all the photographs and the videos and things like that. It's all a learning curve. And the fact is, I still believe every time I get onto a golf course, I learn something new. And or I even try something new. It's not always going to work. And that's why I always say we mustn't put so much pressure on ourselves. We must go out there to enjoy the game. We know it's going to be 3/4 of the day that you're actually out at the golf course. But the good thing is you're with your friends, you're with your mates, you're with your business connections, and it's enjoying the day. That's the way I look at it.
100%. And Mutivi, on your side, just to put you at ease as well, Rob will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll presume that with this Sunshine Senior Tours, or the competitions that take place around the Sunshine Senior Tours, there's programs, so you can also participate and be on the field with the pros, maybe learn a thing or two.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, carry on, Mutivi.
Yeah. No, I was saying, Tato, you're quite right. I think Rob mentioned the issue of practice. That's very important. I think it's something that I've learned in the days. But at the moment, I'm a member to a 6G Josie Club. I mean, this is now a group of professionals coming together.
Wow.
And having realized that, some of us might have a talent, hidden talent. So it is one of my intentions and wish as well to be seen in one of the tournaments in the near future. So playing with friends, we do it once a month. And depending whether we've got time in between the month, we have those games. And what I think the other thing, Tato, that it's sometimes, it turns people off not to play golf. It's when you have people that you play and you find that it's all about competition, as Rob was saying. If it's social, but then you find that, there are these friends of yours. If you make a mistake, instead of correcting you, they become too personal. Then you end up just losing that interest. And I think that's what I've managed to manage in this journey, because you have those professionals that they don't want to compromise. They want to play with a pro. And me being a beginner, as we are saying now, one had to find a way and say, how do I then manage this little bit of angst? Because it's an embarrassment. Yes?
Yeah.
You can imagine you trying to tee off and then you hit the ball. And when you look up there, and the ball is still here. and the rule is you mustn't laugh. That's the rule.
Yeah.
But you find
Matibi,
they just laugh, and you lose. That confidence just disappears. So but one day is one day. I'm still looking at playing in one of the best golf courses in the world.
Rob, you wanted to say something?
you will see as No, you'll see as you go through your career with golf, as you're a professional in business, and yes, when you're playing with your other groups and other professionals, it does get competitive. We're all naturally competitive. It doesn't matter what we do or what we play. It's always like, well, okay, I think I can play better, or I can beat the next person, or whatever. My 2-ball or 4-ball can beat the other guys. That's why a lot of people have some small wages and bets. But when you the thing I always look at when you talk about pro-ams, there are loads and loads of corporate companies that obviously when they're pro-ams, they can buy into the four balls or ads they sponsor or whatever the case is. And based on that, they actually participate as a three ball with a professional. And the reason why I have now gone from doing stuff with the Sunshine Tour and things like that to the senior tour is, as I've explained to people, your senior players have done it all before and they've participated. Some of them have won big tournaments and things like that. One of the big things that actually transpires is with the young Sunshine Tour kids, they're looking for sponsorship, they're looking for accommodation because they haven't really made it yet. So with the senior guys, when you talk about your Mark McNulty's, your David Frost, our winner of the Nelson Mandela Bay Classic was Adilson de Silva. It doesn't matter, even in the pro-ams, it doesn't matter how good you are or how you a beginner or whatever the case is. Even the ladies, and I encourage the ladies in a big way, for the simple reason is there's a lot more ladies now in business, and they also need to meet other corporate people and things like that. And there's no better place than being on a golf course.
100%.
Sure.
No,
you're quite right, Rob. I mean, you see, then Tato, the other thing is, I mean, like the team that I play for, as I said, 6G, I found that even playing with those that have never played before, it's one way of just reassuring yourself because, you know, when you make mistakes and in your club, you've got a chairperson who always says, look, don't lose hope. I started here. This is how then it encourages, you know, people like us then to say, there's still hope for me because I still want to be a Tiger Woods. But
no, they always will be.
Yeah. And just to swing it in, I think coming back now to how technology has now helped or is helping us. I mean, if you look at one has to analyze his game. That you know, after the game, we now have technology that one can use just to do those analysis and see my swings, other than, you know, somebody taking a video. But technology is now allowing us just to identify some of the minor or big mistakes that we do, so that if this becomes your talent, at least you've got a third person. Like in soccer, you've got, you know, the VR, so the VAR itself. So even in golf, technology is now becoming one of the tools that is rebuilding the confidence for some of us who are amateurs. Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, I want to find out from both of you because you did mention that you are not the elite players of this world, but has there ever been a point in time, maybe when you started or whilst playing, to say, you know what, you've got that drive to get to become a scratch golfer or maybe a semi-pro?
To be honest, Tatu, within my industry where I looked after quite an elite group of clients within the company, the biggest way that our corporate used to encourage people to join us, or they were invited to come and watch our big tournaments, and they'd always want to play golf. So even myself, I think I almost probably started, I'm nearly 70, and I started when I was about 40. But yes, they all the clients used to actually giggle when I used to play because, you know, I've had some of the pros saying, you know, you must slow down to a breeze because the way I swung a club and never kept my head down because I always wanted to watch where the ball was going, which are all basic errors that I learned over the years. But, you know, to me, it was all I need to do better. Yeah. As Matibi is saying, people in his club are turning around and they're actually saying to him, you know, don't give up. Never give up. Please don't, because it's the most sociable game. You'll meet some of the most incredible people ever. I don't think we'll all be Tiger Woods, and that there's only, if you think about it, there's about 250 players in the world that actually fit onto that top echelon of golfers. And, you know, when I've played with a couple of the pros, and the one golfer turned Dougie McGuigan to tell you who he is, he said, Rob, I've got to go and chip with 400 golf balls in the afternoon. We
Sure.
don't get that time or that thing to practice. And that's just chipping. 400 balls he does chipping in the afternoon.
That's
But
quite a
he's
lot.
professional. That's right, Tato, and he earns his living from that, so he's got to be good at it. Like Matibi, you're a professional in your business, and I was now retired, and we had to be the best of what we could be.
100%. I fully agree with that. And then on your side, Mutibi, has there ever been a time where you felt like, you know what, I've got this opportunity to turn pro or to become a scratch golfer? Yeah.
Yeah, I must say, Tato, it's been there. I mean, within family. I mean, I've got one of my brothers here, you know, Dr. Lelau Kuba. I mean, I look at him when he plays. I've always wanted to hit balls better than him because he has had an opportunity of playing with pros. And I must say that even in my career in business, I was fortunate to have played with some of the pros, and having realized that the mistakes that I was doing at the time, even now, they were that minor. But I think what I was taught is that you need consistency, you know, for one to be a pro or to find yourself, you know, in that league. You just need to be consistent with the game. And that's something that I'm looking at and say, you know, given the tough life that I'm living now in terms of business, it's basically to find a balance and say, if I can find a balance in terms of all the busy times that I have, I can tell you, Tato, right now, what Rob said, I still want to see myself in one of the best and playing with those pros, because I've seen myself. I can tell you right now that I'm quite confident that if I can just give myself time, I will get to where I want.
100%.
I'm sure. I'm 100% that you will get there. But, you know, I always look at the reality of things. You're a businessman. You're extremely busy. You must probably have a family and things like that. We all know practice makes perfect. And the more we practice and put everything into it, and every now and again, if you've got a couple of the pro golfers giving you a couple of tips and you can actually go and try out what they've suggested you do, whether it's your stance, whether your swing, you know, the way you move your upper body, whatever the case is. Those are the little things we've got to go and practice when we're not actually playing in a golf day with people, because you can't correct yourself straight away just in a golf day.
100%. And then if there's any other questions that I would like to ask you, gentlemen, both of you, I mean, looking at your background, Rob, coming from a marketing point of view when it comes to such big golf events, and on your end, Mutibi, coming from the broadcasting space, looking at the landscape of golf at the moment in South Africa, what would you say needs to be implemented, or what platforms or ways can be used to actually enhance the visibility of the sport, or to actually grow the sport as a whole? I mean, we have seen quite an influx of players, but it's more on a social golf level over the past couple of years. But from a professional perspective, what can be done to actually amplify the sport and make sure that it gets the required attention? If you look at the US Open, for instance, everyone knows about it. Even us here in South Africa, we know about it. But when you look at the Sunshine Tour, and you speak to someone who's abroad, they would hardly understand what the Sunshine Tour is.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Tato. You know, golf is, as I believe it is quite in a healthy position in South Africa. The only thing is we need more on the development side. When we've done tournaments with the senior tour, especially down in Humewood in PE, where I'm originally from, we've got a whole lot of the kids that come from the villages and that, and then the senior tour pros actually do clinics with them. If you look at Peter Mazabuku, who is a pro at Sun City, he's got about 30 little girls and boys from Lidach and Mkhwasi, and he has free range to use, the driving range and that to teach them. Everybody that plays at Sun City that is a client or whatever, they bring second-hand clothing or golf balls or gloves or whatever. So we encourage it. We need a lot of that encouragement, and we need a lot of the golf courses and clubs to have like a resident professional, because I always find with ladies, they find the game intimidating. And the thing is, it shouldn't be, but that's because it's always been like a men's sport. And if you look at, I've got a very good friend, Donati, that's with Standard Bank, and he's always done he's from the Eastern Cape. He's done the sponsorship of the ladies, the Standard Bank Ladies Pro Tour, and I've played with him a few times. And there's Lee John, who's now with Absa Bank up here in Gauteng, and we've played in quite a few events around the country, all in the pro-ams. And there's a lot going for it, but we just got to encourage it more.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I think I can add to what Rob has just said now. I mean, the issue of development. I mean, within our group, I mean, the 6G, for example, you know, if coming from a rural village as well, you know, the minute, you know, you start talking about the golf itself, it's another way of trying to spearhead and communicate the benefits of playing into the sport. Because, as you know, some of the sporting codes are very expensive, and golf being one of them. I think one of the biggest barriers is to find ways of reducing cost to play this sport, because as much as I might be tall, tiny, like my son-in-law, you know, Clement, tall, hitting the balls, the question is just to buy the shoes. We find that, you know, some of those that we recruit, the main thing that they complain is about cost associated with the sport. But from a developmental point of view, by bringing the young ones, and Rob was saying, I mean, bringing the women into the sport, and actually making sure that even we get support from our own municipalities, because, you know, putting these facilities, it's a costly field. I mean, we've got shortage of water in South Africa at the moment. Now you need to keep those greens healthy. They need water. They need manure. So if you look at all that value chain and saying, as much as we need to popularize the sport and make sure that we retain and maintain the cost associated, somehow, just like any other sporting codes, I think this is the discussion that needs to be put on the table. Because, you know, even how golf has always been defined, it's been defined as an elite for the elite. But it needs to be seen that, no, even, you know, Mutibi Ramusi from Butokwa can play this thing from a village. So it's the narrative of the sport that I believe, if it can just be put as a sport, then there will be an appreciation for those who can afford. Because, yeah, the biggest barrier of entry into this sport, it's actually
the financial. Yeah, no, 100%, gentlemen.
But TB, it's you so spot on, and all the things that we try and do now in different golf clubs, I don't know if all of them are aware of it, when we have golf events or social golf days or fundraising golf days, I always, and I deal with a couple of the guys from Nomads, I say, all of you that have played golf, you must have 20 or 30 or 40 golf shirts in your cupboard, or you must have a second-hand pair of golf shoes, or you must have a glove that doesn't fit you anymore, or you must have a certain amount of clubs that you don't use anymore. And if a lot of clubs, golf clubs, actually set up points like that where stuff can get donated, so it doesn't become such a costly exercise. When, you know, people go forward and they get groups of people to try and develop and coach them. And obviously your big sponsors, but your big sponsors like the limelight, they like the television and all that. So they go for the big stuff. So I believe looking in the wings and seeing where you can actually do something. to provide secondhand stuff just to get people started. Because to me, that's the most important with any sport.
100%. No, I hear you, gentlemen. We are halfway through our episode. Would you mind if we go for a 5-minute break, or well, actually a 2-minute break, just to refresh? And then when we come back, I actually want to put you on the spot. I like embarrassing people on my show, so hopefully I'll be able to put a bit of embarrassment.
Yeah, Tata, that's fine. I'm just going to have to leave at about 1:45 because I've got another meeting at 7, if you don't mind.
Not a problem at all.
Yeah,
I definitely understand, gentlemen.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's go for that 2 minute.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialize in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned. As you've heard, we've got our two guests, and I like the insights that they're sharing and the love for golf. I mean, one started in his 40s, and then the other one started in 1999, of which I believe he was already an adult at that time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to our guests, but before we actually start chatting with our guests, I would like to give a shout out to the following people. There's Clement Koina, there's Wisba, there's Maureen, there's Sini, and I have to say I really appreciate the support that you are giving to our guest today. I hope you're also taking down some notes. If you don't mind me asking, which one are you supporting when it comes to our audience, our guest today? All right, I'll give our guests an opportunity to actually. Awesome. So you are part of the 6G. Awesome. Thank you.
Evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Kabelo here, 6G chairperson. I'm supporting Mr. Mutivi.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, our guests will need to leave us in the next couple of minutes. So before they go, let me put them back on the spot. And like I said, I want to share embarrassing moments. And I think it's only fair because we can't always be victors. When you're on the golf course, I believe you are a victor already from the get-go. Even if your tee shot is a flop, I believe that you're a victor because you managed to take time off and address yourself as an individual. So, Mutivi, Rob, thank you once again for staying with us. I do understand that you've got other commitments. So let me start with Mutivi. Mr. Ramusi, since you started playing this sport, right, I believe there's moments of brilliance that you've experienced, and then there's also downfalls. If you were to pick from the top of your head, what has been your highlight in the sport? And then secondly, what has been one of the worst moments that you believe that should actually be removed from the books of history?
Yeah, yeah. I think that the best was the best was having played with some. There's a guy by Peter Groenewald. I mean, that was a scratch.
Yes.
The best that I had was scoring 72. I mean, at the time, I don't know, but with the magical hands of this man, I was hitting the ball straight.
Oh, wow.
I found myself playing like a pro, and this was actually during my initial start of the game, and I just had something in me, focus, and that was the brilliance.
Oh,
But I
lovely.
must say that with time, I saw myself in the 100 plus, 125, which to a large extent, when I played at the time, when people talk of a Muren Souk, I just find myself hitting balls going left and right. I just didn't know whether it's because I slept late or I had a few of the whiskey a night before. But then I was told that, look, this sport, when you are going to play, you need to make sure that your mind is set. Don't come and play without being prepared. So, yeah, one of the worst. And I must say that is something that even my family, I've never told them. There was a time when we played, I think it was somewhere in Rustenburg. I thought I hit the ball, and I actually broke my club.
Oh, I'm sorry
I
about
hit
that.
the ground, and that was the worst of all. You're playing with this professional and say, look, I know how to play this thing. So, yeah, I have those moments that, were embarrassing for me and said, but why did I do this? But, yeah, it's a play of golf.
And the nice thing is that you kept on going back to the sport even after
Well,
damaging
I
your club.
kept on. Yeah, even my chair is here from the 6G. I mean, my last few games before, I took on to this new office, I showed some of my friends some flames, and they were like saying, especially putting, I'm very good on putting. I think if you were to ask many of those that I play, I putt very well. But I think with practice, I just need to make sure that I hit straight, and precision is what I need to continue to improve. But putting, come and test me. I'll show you flames.
100%, 100%. And then on your side, Rob, any highlights, any downfalls?
I've had many downfalls. Playing in a pro-am at the Fish River Sun a couple of years back. Obviously with the Sunshine Tour, because they always used to play there. They used to play at St. Francis Links, and they came to Humewood, then they went to the Fish River Sun. I was actually playing with Dougie's best mate, Christian Besson.
Yeah.
And on the tee box, and they're all there, and you got a few people egging you on, come on, Rob, and I hit a clean freshie. I didn't even see or hit the ball. It was still on the peg when I followed through. So, you want to sink into your shoes or just become invisible. But as Mutibi's saying, it happens. And I can tell you that I've most probably done that over the years on a couple of occasions. I've never had a hole in one. I've hit the flag post and it's dropped literally next to the hole and it hasn't dropped in. And I don't break the 80 score and things like that on a regular basis. So when I score around there, I'm actually pleased with myself that I've actually improved.
100%. And I have to say to both of you gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And with our audience, I do understand time is not on our side. Before I let you go, may I please ask for one last favor from both of you, and that would just be parting ways to say what can be shared with anyone out there that's listening who has an interest in the sport, doesn't know what to do, how to go about it, or doesn't even have the confidence to address the issue. How can they go about getting into the sport and making sure that they get addicted, such as ourselves?
If you want it from my side, Tatu, any opportunity, if they have a driving range or a course near them, the best is not to try and go and play the game. Go to a driving range, go to the pro shop or the clubhouse. Do you know some of the best golfers are in this country, and people don't realize it, are the caddies. Some of the caddies are magnificent golfers. If you think about it, who's our top-rated caddy in the world? His name is Zachariah. He was Louis Oosthuizen's caddy when they won the British Open. He was with Christian Besson. He was with a whole lot of guys, and he started off in Liedig. I was his mentor, but not on the golf course, on the soccer field. We used to play football together at Sun City. And the thing is there, don't be shy, don't feel embarrassed. Go out there and just ask if someone can give you a couple of lessons. I think we've all played putt-putt and things like that, but to actually go out there and do it. And I think, Tatu, hopefully you and Sipo and that are going to be with me next week at the Joburg Open at Royal Joburg. I think we Neville wants you guys there to do what you're doing. And we'll speak to a couple of the other pros there and see if they are willing to set up little clinics and things like that in certain areas around Gauteng or wherever they come from,
100%.
because that could assist.
No, definitely. I really appreciate that, Rob. And then on your end, Mutibi, any parting words?
Yeah, I think without repeating Rob in terms of practice, I think that's what I would advise. And I think the main one is just believing in yourself, because, this kind of a sport, as I've said earlier on, if you don't have support within your four ball, sometimes you can just be discouraged because it goes with your personality. And I think one of the areas that one has picked up is your surroundings, because, the minute you love the sport, you need to have support from the people who support you. It starts from home. Like me, my wife, Maureen, always says, look, just go and play. And I've influenced, even as I said earlier on, my son-in-law now, Clement, is already playing. And these are the things my son, Slylo, tried, he stopped, but I've realized that if you start talking about the sport, its benefits, because it's all about what is it that I'm deriving from the sport other than winning money. Because as I said, precision talks to your mind. You now learn how to be structured, how to do things. And those are the things that I would say to those that have not played golf and say, the benefit of this sport, it's more than what you can do. And mostly it's about health, because we walk and we talk, we smile. And when you get home, you feel that you're a totally different person in life. And that's what I can tell people. Apart from being an expensive sport, just go out there and enjoy. But as Rob's saying, I would like to see a golf course in a village. I think that is my dream, that, in the next 20 years, I want to go to Haskukuni or go to Toko and see a golf course in a village. That's my dream. Then we can get those young boys and girls in a village to play golf.
100%.
Brilliant.
Gentlemen.
Tatu, I must say cheers to you and Matibi. Thank you so much, and to all your guests. I think it's been amazing. And we must do it again. We really must, because I find this quite exciting.
100%. Thank you so much, Mr. Dalton. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramusi. And have yourselves a great evening further. And to everyone that came on board to support the 6G group, thank you guys for supporting Mr. Ramusi as well here. Rob, there's a lot of supporters listening on the line. Although they didn't join the call, I just want to say thank you to both of you. And let's keep continuing to preach golf to everyone out there.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye then.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. That's our two guests for this evening. That's Rob Dalton and Mr. Mutibi Ramusi. And listen, guys, they come from different worlds, but golf has definitely made sure that they actually have the same mindset. And obviously, golf is a lifestyle. Like Mutibi said, It's expensive, but if you go about it the right way, you'll definitely enjoy it and you won't even feel the expense. You can always opt for second-hand clubs. You can always ask for guidance from other golfers if you can't afford professional lessons. And guess what? Many driving ranges as well as many golf courses have master classes. So if you want to go out there and start playing the sport, just do what you have to do. Be brave. Swallow that pride. Don't worry about who's going to laugh at you. We've had a lot of embarrassing moments on the golf course. I for sure have had quite a lot that Rob spoke about, missing the ball on the tee box. I've had that quite a lot. So if you are out there and you feel like this is the sport that speaks to you, please do go out, look for help. We are also out here as Balls and Tees to help you. So let's take a 2-minute break, and then when we get back, we will be closing the show, and I will be sharing with you the big news.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are at the end of our segment today. And one more thing that I'd like to say is a huge thank you to everyone that's been supporting us. Sorry about that. Everyone that's been with us from the get-go, everyone that's joined along the way. And a big thank you to our guest tonight. As you saw, these gentlemen are busy and they are on the run. So this is where I announced the upcoming golf day. Let me start off by introducing or announcing the one-day championship that will be taking place at Waterkloof Golf Club, and this will be on the 6th of December 2024. It is called the one-day championship, Waterkloof Golf Club, on the 6th of December 2024. And if you have any inquiries or you'd like to know more about this, please feel free to contact Meshach on 079-955-5476. That is Meshach on 079-955-5476. So, ladies and gentlemen, please also do remember that when you are playing anywhere around Gauteng or anywhere for that matter, it is quite hot out there. And you want to continue hydrating, because if you do not, then you'll be setting yourself for failure. It's extremely hot, so always carry a bottle of water and make sure that you are well. There's another event that's happening out in the Wild Coast. This is the Wild Coast Sun African Senior Open, and this will be taking place at Wild Coast Sun Country Club. So if you are down there, I think it's Port Shepstone or Port Alfred, somewhere around there. Go to the Wild Coast Sun, and guess what? The tournament is starting tomorrow up until the 23rd of November. It's a Pro-Am, and wow, it's gonna be lekker. If you're not playing, you can go and be a spectator. It's gonna be lekker. You're gonna enjoy yourself. And then if there's anything again that I can tell you, there's another event that's taking place at Kyalami Country Club, and this is called the Beginners Golf Experience, which is taking place on the 7th of December. So that's the Beginners Golf Experience at the Kyalami Country Club on the 7th of December. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to share with you at the moment. But as I said, I've got a huge announcement that I want to make, and the announcement is as simple as it comes. And let me tell you what the announcement is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday evening, and for those who are working tomorrow, I have to say, I'm sorry. Please make sure that you text me, you inbox me. Let's talk about how we can actually ensure that you play golf from Thursday to Sunday, and most probably on Monday as well. But if you're working on Friday, then you need deliverance. I have to say this. I need you to really, really, really make an effort to reach out to me so that I can help you to ensure that you continue doing the things that you love, which is playing golf. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of our session, and I want to tell you all that I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. The weekend has officially begun.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the large greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.